Welcome to another Superhero Spotlight video. In this video, we will look at the 5, Hope Summers, Elixir, Proteus, Egg, and Tempest, with an emphasis on Hope Summers since she is the key in this whole strategy. We will also only look at Modern Age, as there are quite a few things to go over with 5 total figures and 1 team-up card to go over. Obviously, the first thing to look at when building this team is to look at X-Men theme teams. You can't really build a theme team using only the 5 since you're only going to be at 230 points. And you will definitely be using Hope Summers, the 5 team-up card. So playing duplicates to fill out the points is out of the question as well. Let's take a look at each stats, powers, and traits. Then we can move on to the team building aspect. All 5 figures have 5 clicks. How fitting, right? And 3 of the figures have the X-Men team ability. Elixir, Egg, and Tempest. Aside from Proteus, and at times Hope Summers, the team is mainly used as a pit crew, with access to great support powers such as Barrier, Probability Control, Support, Enhancement, and Perplex. Hope Summers, the glue that makes this team work. She can choose up to 3 standard powers that adjacent characters with the X-Men keyword can use. Keep in mind that it doesn't have to come from one source either. It can be from different characters, and she can still use it even if they aren't adjacent anymore, at least until the next turn. 5 clicks for 50 points is par for the course, but what makes her able to last longer is the ability to choose great defensive powers like reducers. Her Krakoan Revival related trait will come into play during the game when we get to the team building portion. She has 1 click of 3 damage and 11 attack, and she drops to average stats from there, but being able to copy a plethora of powers on the right team can still make her an obscenely powerful secondary attacker. Elixir, probably the second most important figure on a team like this. 40 points for 5 clicks is even better, and having 3 clicks of invulnerability and sidestep for Hope to copy makes him a must play. Add the fact that he has a support with a 12 attack and can use it even if bad guys are adjacent, puts him over the top. Adding 2 to the D6 roll when any friendlies use the X-Men TA is the proverbial cherry on top. His Krakoan Revival trait gives even more healing. He truly lives up to his Omega level healer reputation. Egg, at 25 points, he is the most efficient for 5 clicks. Sidestep and Barrier puts some defensive measures for the team, and the ability to generate objects to use for some combat damage doesn't hurt either. Tempest, she might be the weakest one, but having the potential for multiple probs is hard to pass up. In cap with 2 bolts and 11 attack aren't bad, but she won't be used much as an attacker at all. If there was a piece to drop from the team, it would be her, especially at 50 points, and being X-Men themed means you already have theme team probs anyway. Proteus, the most expensive at 65 points, but certainly the one that can deal the most amount of damage. Good offensive stats all the way down, 11 and 10 attack values, having exploit almost the entire dial, having perplex the entire dial, and steal energy with a stop click makes Proteus very potent up close. He is the key to making Hope Summers a threat, as she can copy exploit weakness, perplex, or steal energy. Charge and impervious start him off and get him to combat quickly, but once in he can be a hard out, especially with that stop click having mastermind. And using the Krakoan Revival related trait makes him even stronger, as dealing penetrating damage with a +1 to damage is nothing to scoff at. Now let's look at Hope Summers team up card, the 5. The main reason why you would want to play this type of team. So let's just read the effect. If 1+ listed friendly characters are on the map, the first time Hope Summers or any of the listed friendly characters would be KO'd, instead turn them to their last non-KO click, then roll a d6 and heal them equal to half of the result. Protected Pulse Wave. If any of you are familiar with how strong Living Legend traits are from the Captain America and Avengers set, then you know how strong this can be. Most of those teams had 1, maybe 2 such characters. Here you can have up to 5, and afterwards you can use the X-Men team ability or support from Elixir, or Hope for that matter, to heal your figures back to full health. When you combine this with Krakoan Revival, you have virtually an undying team. Now let's look at team archetypes. We already talked about building X-Men theme teams, so take Hope Summers and anyone or everyone from the list, and add at least 1 Krakoan Revival character. If you are running Proteus, make sure you play a Krakoan Revival character 70 points or more. Otherwise, a piece like Kate Pryde could work, since she provides you with all you need: Taxi, Perplex, Prob, great traits, a bystander, all on a Krakoan Revival character. Keep in mind that you can opt to play one of the Colossal Retaliators from the X-Men animated set, as they qualify for the team-up cards, since they have the Proteus name. If you're lacking any other attack or speed powers, you can put Exospecs on your team, preferably putting it on an attacker like Proteus or Apocalypse, and have Hope copy from them, so you get double the use. If you're playing the Chase Apocalypse at 70 points, keep that in mind, he can pick damage powers too. provided that other standard characters have been KO'd, which means more powers for Hope to copy. Now let's look at the strategy and tactics. As you can tell by now, the two main strategies are to abuse Hope Summer's trait and to keep the team alive. It's important to note that since a lot of the effects of these characters require adjacency, effects like leadership or defend can benefit the team greatly. The team lacks willpower, so it is imperative to get your leaderships active and often. Support and the X-Men team ability further this requirement, so investing in defend won't hurt either. Pick a power, and just having many different powers available to use on your team is a great way to abuse Hope's trait. Also, if and when you use Krakoan Revival, she can permanently use a power that the chosen character can use, so it behooves you to keep your Krakoan Revival character alive for her to use the trait. With the amount of healing the team can generate through Elixir and the team up card, you can almost move the team in a tank-like manner, slowly prodding forward but getting to the objective with little to no casualties, absorbing hits along the way. You need to make sure that when you're in position, your attackers are set up so that they can take down things in one turn, as you'll want to spend actions healing and not just attacking all the time. Keep in mind that the Krakoan bystanders that your opponent will generate can be a nuisance at times, but as long as you keep huddled up and if you have hard to hit defenses, you should be able to take them out along the way, but still keeping the objective of KOing big things along the way a priority, since you're giving up points through the Krakoan Revival trait. The 5 work well together, but it isn't necessary to play them all together. You need Hope Summers and at least one other member for it to be effective, and you can fill out the team how you see fit. It is a fun team to try out, and the fact that they are all cheaply costed means you have plenty of room for your attackers, and you get a lot of play from your team since they don't go down so easily, which means you get to play them more. This has been another edition of Superhero Spotlight. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment below on what you'd build around the 5, as well as letting me know what you want to see next. Until next time, when in doubt, perplex the attack.